Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai B'Shem Kakodash. Real quick, this is going to be real quick. And the title of this video is The Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So, a controversial subject out there among the Israelites is the MOTB, the mark of the beast. And if you notice, some camps get it, like mainly number one is GMS. We're the main ones that teach that the MOTB is an actual physical chip, charagma, in the Greek, that's going to be put in your right hand on your forehead. It's a physical thing, not a spiritual thing. And you have, I don't know how many camps teach that way or not. I know that Sakari teaches that way. What's surprising is this is the Sons of Thunder. This was put up 3 years ago. And his title is Chief High Priest Alazar. When he goes to Atlanta, I know for a fact, I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive when they had the unity camps, you would see the Sons of Thunder joining them, right? Now let's say GMS had a unity camp with a bunch, 3 or 4 different other camps out there. We know that some of them guys, well, all of them, let's say all of them, they believe that the MOTB is something spiritual, it's Christianity, it's an embargo, whatever. And they're with us. And one of the guys from XYZ camp, he's up there teaching. We got a unity camp going. And somebody asked a question about the MOTB. What does that mean? The guy says, oh, it's a visible thing. It's sin, it's wickedness, it's an embargo. Shouldn't myself or anybody in GMS tell them, look, brother, you're going off? Hence the reason why we don't have unity camps. Unity means to come together as one. How can you have a unity camp when we don't know what you're teaching? We don't know if you're teaching that Edomites can make it, maybe because your grandmother's an Edomite or your mother's an Edomite or whatever the case may be. This, the Apostle Paul says that you all speak the same thing. That's in several scriptures, that you speak the same thing, that you teach the Bible, the scriptures the same way. Don't add or take away from the scriptures. What is that? 2 Peter 1, starting from the 16th verse on down. It speaks about not having your own private interpretation, right? So first things first, we're not going to have no unity camps with other camps out there. Unless, of course, they're cool, like Men of Valor. Men of Valor teach the same thing that we teach. Some of the heads of Men of Valor, or the guy that set up the Men of Valor, he was originally part of GMS. I don't know if he's still out there and teaching, but he had men gathered and they're doing their thing under Men of Valor. And we have some of the brothers, beloved brothers. Matter of fact, 2 that stick out of the 2 brothers, which happen to be, if I'm not mistaken, from originally, they go back to Ghana. I don't know if they were born, I believe they were born in Ghana. Now, they couldn't be a part of the ISUPK because as soon as they heard them, oh, I'm from Ghana. Well, you ain't with us, you're a Hamite. Showing you the level of spiritual intelligence the ISUPK has. Not knocking ISUPK on a lot of the things that they teach, but they go off on certain things. And for that reason, we cannot work with them at all. There's nobody on the planet that's going to pull me to the side and convince me that the MOTB is an embargo, it's Christianity, it's sleeping with white women. The Apostle Paul had the MOTB. King Solomon had the MOTB. Oh, it's sin. And the Most High concluded us all under sin. Paul spoke about it's not him that doeth it, but sin that dwelleth in me. So that would mean that Paul got it. So you know, to make a long story short, if you're teaching, because the number one camp that teaches that the MOTB is the charagma, or the M the C hip, the micro C hip. We teach it that way. We've been teaching that way for years. Anybody that's teaching otherwise, the Most High is not dealing with you 100%, 100%. So anyway, I was surprised at the fact that he said that this is not talking about a physical chip, because he was questioned about it from somebody. Coming back to the Sakari. Sakari don't work with these guys. You mean to tell me nobody in Sakari pulled them up to the side and said, look, the MOTB is a physical thing. It's a micro C hip. You can see, look, when you get together, you can't be politically correct. Well, let me not see it because they can't see it. What if these guys start teaching that Edomites can make it? Are you going to be politically correct? You're going to say, man, what you talking about, Edomite? Well, my grandmother's an Edomite, and she's going to make it. The spirit came to me in a vision saying that certain Edomites are going to make it. If I hear that, I'll never deal with that guy again. I'll never do it. And most of all, there's no way he's going to be a part of a unity camp. See, that unity camp stuff is confusing. There's mass confusion because you're forced to be politically correct. I'm not going to be with a bunch of Israelites that call on Yahuwah and Yahweh and Yeshua. I'm not going to get with a camp that says Most High and Christ bless. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to get with a camp that says the new moon is the full moon, which Elazar has a problem with us saying that concerning us, and he said it in one of his newer videos. When you go into it, he's trying to get cool with the IUIC, but is he going to tell them that you guys are going off on this, you guys are going off on that? He's being politically correct. You can't be politically correct in this thing that we're in. Anyway, I'm gonna let you. And by the way, I like this brother. He hits a lot of precepts. You could see he's sincere in his spirit, but he's as wrong as the day is long when it comes to him breaking down the the Revelation 13. So I'm gonna let you listen. And you know our stance. How do you know that our stance? Because we always making videos. I'm sitting here for 2-3 hours trying to come up with a topic for a video, and I'm going through different videos, and this popped up, and I had to do something on it. So guess what? The conversation of the MOTB has come up again, and I have to ride on that. The Most High must want us to bring it out, because when it actually comes out, then it shall be known who are my chosen. Then it shall be known that a prophet has been among us, and we have to be the prophets. The Most High has to be dealing with us, especially when it comes to this. That's how you know if the Most High is fully dealing with a man. Ask him about the C hip. Ask him about the micro C hip and see what he says. Not knocking his brother, beautiful spirit, and he's from One West, or came up under somebody that was formerly of One West. I don't know the whole background of the brother in the camp, Sons of Thunder, Israelites. But them teaching that the MOTB is something other than the way we teach it, they're clearly going off. And it ain't it's a bunch of different things. That's a new one with the IUIC. Oh, it's a bunch of different things. So anyway, let's listen to this, and then I'm gonna close. I'm not gonna make this long.
It does it? It's spiritual? So doesn't that mean that the mark of the beast that you get in your hand and your foot, ain't that spiritual too? Or on your head? Lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their forehead. Does that mean the Most High took a pen, right, and wrote Yahweh on your head?
The answer is no, because the Most High put it in your forehead, sealed you um, in the spirit, sealed you in the spirit. What is that? Ezekiel 9:4. It says mark, right, on your forehead. The word there is thawa, which means exempt from judgment. Goes back to the first Passover. It was explained to the Israelites, to Moses, to give to the Israelites. Take a lamb, slay the lamb, do the prayers, so forth. It's a sacrifice. Killing the lamb, there's a sacrifice involved in that. Take the blood and put it on the doorpost. What is that blood on the doorpost? It's a mark. When the death angel comes over, the grim reaper comes over, he sees the blood, he sees that mark, he's not going to touch anybody in that house. So when you jump back to Ezekiel 9:4, that mark in their foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof is a spiritual mark. The Lord did not take out a pen and write it on you. But this charagma, Revelation 13, you know what I want to say, MOTB, they're going to use a device. They're going to use an actual device to physically put something physical into you, into your right hand, or into your forehead. Let's listen to some more.
It does it? It's spiritual? So doesn't that mean that the mark of the beast that you get in your hand and your foot, is that spiritual too?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's physical, because look up that word, M-A-R-K. The word is charagma. Charagma is a physical thing. Look up the root of that word. The root of the word charagma is charax, which is a physical thing. When you go back, when you look up the word M-A-R-K in Revelation 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, it's the same word, charagma. The only other time, and I said this in the previous video the other day, the only other time that word charagma is written in the scriptures at all is in the book of Acts, the 17th chapter. And Paul describes it as a man using a device to work with silver, gold, wood, or stone, and engraving. So it's a physical thing. It's a physical thing. So yeah, it's a different right there. The mark that the Most High puts on you is a spiritual mark. He puts it in your mind. The mark in Revelation 13, you know what I want to say? The M-A-R-K is a physical mark. If you cannot get it, the Most High did not open up your eyes to get it.
I'm asking. Did the Most High take a chisel and draw his name in your head? No. It means his laws is in your mind. Anybody that has the mark of the beast in their forehead and their hand means that wickedness is in your mind and your right hand. You perform the act. Y'all understand? How do you know if you have the mark of the beast?
How do you know if you have it? How do you know you have it? If you can go to the store and buy something. If you can buy and sell with it. If you don't have it, you can't buy and sell with it. There's an MOTB here today. I'm using common sense. I'm making this simple. I'm bringing it down to the lowest common denominator. I assume he's standing next to him. He's with him. He had a brother reading, and he had a couple other brothers reading, pulling out precepts. He was calling precepts. Guarantee you, when he did this video 3 years ago, guarantee you, he went to get something to eat. Guarantee you, he went to a restaurant. Let's say, well, his wife is cooking. Guess what, baby? Pick up some chicken. I'm gonna make some chicken stew. He had to go to the store, buy the chicken. He had to pay for it. So how do you know you got it? If you can buy and sell. Well, guess what? He can buy and sell. He can buy and sell. He can buy and sell. Any other brothers, if there's 10 of them brothers with this brother, they can all buy and sell. So that's how you know that they got it. They got it. That would mean I got it. That means we all got it. That means everybody on the planet Earth got it. There's nobody on the planet Earth that's a sipient human being. I hope I said that word right. That's a human being, that's a man, a woman, or a child. If you living in a civil world where you're dealing with money, where you're dealing with buying and selling, that would mean everybody got it. The only ones that don't got it is the ones that's living in the Himalaya mountains, you know, grunting. Anybody that's in the city, they're in the city. Trust me. He purchased something later that day. No, he didn't. He just went straight home because he was feeling okay. Guess what? The next day he went and purchased something. Oh no, he stayed home. He was sick. Okay, he got better a week later. He got better. I guarantee you, when he went out, he went to the store. Guarantee you, he went to the store. Well, he doesn't buy nothing. He orders it offline. Well, guess what? You got to pay online. You got to take your paper dollars, put it in a credit card, make the dollars digital to make a transaction. It's called a transaction. I don't know why people cannot get it. And we keep putting these videos out there. We keep knocking you over the head with this. You can't go wrong if you follow GMS. You can't go wrong if you follow GMS. This is why we say we got 100% truth. And I'm 1,000,000,000% sure as to the MOTB. I'm 1,000,000,000% sure of it.
Listen to my explanation system. It means that you have wickedness in your mind and you set to do it. And your right hand is the performance of the action.
Well, the scriptures say you can buy and sell. That's how you know you got it. That's how you know you got it. If you don't have it, you cannot buy or sell. They're gonna stop you at the door. No, you can't. You can't come in, sir. You can't buy that. You pick up some meat, whatever, milk, bread, whatever, rice. You go to checkout. You go to the you try to get slick. You go to the self checkout, right? Something's going to come up and say, no, you cannot get this. You have to put these items back. They'll call a manager on your ass. And then you say, what's going on? They say, I'm sorry, you cannot buy any of these items because you do not have the mark. Give me any example on the planet Earth that happened. That somebody went to buy something and the manager or the robot said, you can't buy it because you don't got the mark. When you really think, a lot of you guys that come up under these various different camps, you turn your fucking heads off. Your brain, you turn you must have a switch in your back, and you turn that shit off, and you get programmed. You can get programmed the wrong way or programmed the right way, man. You got to use your brain. Well, no, I'm gonna go with the IUIC because they did the march on Kyrie. That don't mean that they got the truth or the 100% truth. All them camps that teach outside of what GMS is teaching, the scriptures say in second Ezra, what is that? The second Ezra, second chapter. It said them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Most High. The name meaning the scriptures, the truth, which includes the name. So we're standing stiffly on it. We're not being politically correct like Alizar. We're not being politically correct. If you're teaching that your Edomites can make it, you're not invited to speak with us. Matter of fact, if we know that you come into the spot, we're gonna go to another spot. We ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. If you're teaching that the MOTB is something other than the way we teach it, please don't come around us. We'll salute you, tell you that you better get your act right, or the Most High is going to destroy you, and then move on. This is why we constantly put this up. There's times I don't even want to go into this subject, but the Spirit leads me into it. And I will say this: if you teach it to the point where they set up these charagma stations, you're gonna take one, man, because you're gonna say in your mind, "Well, I'm not doing nothing wrong." You know, General Yohanan said, he told Deacon Hakar, he said, "You got to eat, and your kids got to eat." He said, Yohanan said, "I'm going to take it, the jump, the charagma, and you going to take it because you got to eat and your kids got to eat." Deacon Hakar, come on here and reaffirm. I remember you said that years ago. You teaching that, you do not have 100% truth, and you're guilty of Revelation 22, 18, and 19. Let's listen to some more. So the sister asked a beautiful question. How do you know you have it? That's a topic for either Apostle Rhymelab or Apostle Gabar or whoever want to take it. How do you know you got it? Because according to all these different Israelite groups, they say the MOTB is out there. Is out there. There's people that got it and there's people that don't got it. So how are they able to go and buy and sell? Oh, that's spiritual buying and selling. Nope. When you look up the word buy, matter of fact, let's do that. Let's do that. The word right hand is the word dextrose. Dex, dextrose or dextrose. Let me go to Revelation 13. Let's pull out some words, man. And they'll probably take this video down because if you go to Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites, whatever, and you put in the MOTB, you know what script, you know what videos are going to come up? A lot of IUIC videos because they're teaching it wrong. We did a whole lot of videos on that subject, and that ain't even on. You got to keep scrolling down. I've yet to find. Well, if I keep scrolling, I may find one. Because the brother said, "Oh, this is a spiritual thing." And that no man might buy or sell. Let's look up the word buy. It ain't spiritual buying. No man might buy. Let's look up the word buy. Ag, ag or be dot ag, ag or agzo. To be in the marketplace, to attend it, to do business there, buy or sell. Of idle people to haunt haunt the marketplace, lounge there. Like you got malls, you got some people. What you got? You ain't got nothing better to do. Let's go to the mall. When I was a kid, we used to go to the mall to try to get numbers. You know, chicks' numbers. We did that as when the malls are big. We would go to the mall, wouldn't buy a damn thing, and looking for women. And you get numbers. Oh, you looking good today. Blah, blah, blase, blase. Can I get your number? Back then, we used to say, can I get your digits? And they might say, well, I got a boyfriend. Oh, here. And you call, you hook up with the woman, right? So the malls are what? It was indoor marketplace. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me go to the Agora. Agora. There's a movie called Agora. If you can see it, if you can get the movie, watch it. dealing with the ancient world during the time of Serep, what the hell is his name? Gabar always speaks about it. I can't even think of his name, but that's the original Edomite Christ. Serapis Christus. It just came back to me. Serapis Christus. So it's during that time period, and it's based on true accounts. It says an assembly, especially of the people, the place of assembly for public debating, for elections, for trials, for buying and selling. That's why you have, cities in America, you have zoning, right? You got certain places where they fix transmissions and electrical shop, they fix your electrical, engine shop, mechanic shop. Then you got zoning areas where it's restaurants and retail stores. That's called a agora of buying and selling, literally buying and selling. What is buying and selling? Doing a transaction. I like this couch. How much is this couch? It's $500. I give you $500 from my wallet in cash, or I give you a credit card. But eventually it's going to be they're going to scan your hand of all kinds of businesses. What's involved in business? Buying and selling, right? What is the stock market all about? Buying and selling stocks, marketplace, street. Children sitting in the marketplace. Not no spiritual marketplace. It's a place where you got businesses. You go to the business district to buy things. Marketplace, markets. Paul and Silent, and when her masters saw that the hope of their gain was gone. I'm not going to go into this. This woman had demons on her, and this guy that had this woman would use her to tell people their fortunes, because there was a demon in the woman. So the demon got exorcised out of her. So this guy got mad at Paul and Silas. They caught when the woman saw. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Because the demons know the truth. Ask a demon about the MOTB. They'll tell you exactly what it is. Because demons tell the truth sometimes. Sometimes they could be a lying spirit, and sometimes they can tell the truth. Show you that demons can tell the truth. And it 16 verse 16, Acts 16:16, and it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination, a demon, met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying, telling people their futures. The same woman followed Paul and us and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High Power, which show unto us. She was an Israelite woman with demons on her, the way of salvation. How do we know that she's an Israelite? Because the Lord only came for the Israelites. Now, this is a demon talking through this woman. Remember the demon named Legion? When the demon named Legion saw our Lord Yahushua, he bowed down to Yahushua and called him Yahushua, son of Yahweh. Because demons tell the truth too. So if you happen to find a demon, if you are able to encounter a demon and he can talk, he can communicate with you, ask him about Revelation 13, you know what I want. And he's going to tell you what it is. And this did she many days, kept bothering Paul. But Paul, being grieved, like this bitch keep following us around talking shit. But she was telling the truth. Turned and said, to the spirit. I command thee in the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach to come out of her. And he came, and the demon was a he, came out the same hour. So this messed up this man's business. And where were they? They were at the marketplace. When people were going to buy and sell, they would also get their fortunes told to them. And when her masters saw that the hope of their gains was gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers. What does the word agora mean? It means the place for trials. So he arrested them. He said, I'm bringing you niggas to trial, man, because you messed up my business. And brought them to the magistrates. Where they go? To the marketplace. That's why to this day, when you can go to any court, if there's enough room to sit down, and I did this, you can go to any court in America and sit down because it's open to the public. Where did they get it from? They got it from the whole agora concept. And brought them to the magistrate, saying, these men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Roman. So this guy had to be an Israelite that was a Roman citizen. He was kissing a Roman's ass. So when you read the rest of the story, they were locked up, right? Locked up for teaching the truth. Let me come on back. Acts 17 and 17. Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons, and in the market, agora, the place for buying and selling, for debates to take place. Another thing, this whole thing was something that we're going to have a debate against this guy and that guy, but you got to pay for it. Debates were open to the public. Debates were free. Debates were free. You don't charge nobody and go to a theater and, well, in order to see the debate, you got to pay. The debates, the spirit of a debate goes back to the agora. Let's go back. Let's come back. Agora. An assembly, especially of the people. You go to any court, they can't charge you to come see like the OJ. If you was in LA, the OJ trial, and they had enough room for you to sit down, you can walk right in and see OJ and sit down and all that, man. It says any assembly, especially of the people, the place of assembly, for public debating. You didn't charge nobody to go watch a debate. A debate was always free. So that's a hustle that Sarnetta got going. Ain't nothing but a hustle. You got Captain Tazariak, you got Alizar. Anytime them guys do a debate, I guarantee you, they're getting a piece of the action. I'm talking about the shekels. All right? It's a money-making venture. And a lot of these dudes in Israel, they pushing Israel because it's a money-making venture. It's not about the truth. That's why they're politically correct. For elections, you don't got to pay to vote for president, right? It's free, right? Because it's part of the agora. For trials, for buying and selling, because it's also a marketplace. So you go down there and you have people like breathing fire out of their mouth, juggling knives, and they'll have a hat out, and then you clap, and then you give them a little money. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you see happening now in this world today happened back then, man. For buying and selling, for all kinds of business. What is a business? A business is a transaction between buying and one way or another. You're either buying something in business, in a business transaction, you're either buying something or selling something. They're either when they come out with a new car and they had the car show, why they show all those cars? Because they want you to buy those cars. Marketplace, street. So somebody go tell Sarnetta he shouldn't be charging people to see a debate. But that's how he makes his money. What made Capernaum great? What made Capernaum exalt in heaven? This is how you get a Christian when they say hell is a place and heaven is a place, an actual place, which heaven is a spiritual realm, but heaven is also the sky. Heaven is also being in the high. Somebody hit the lotto or whatever, Powerball for $1 billion. Guess what? They're in heaven. Their life is going to change. They ain't gonna live in a one-room apartment no more. The woman that wouldn't have given the time of day, all of a sudden they find this guy. Oh, you the hands on. I always loved you. I always had a fine feeling for you. All right. Why? Because he's in a heavenly position. The Lord said, "Thou Capernaum that are exalted under heaven." And why was that? Because that was a merchant city by the seacoast. And in that city, there was a lot of revenue coming in. There was people going to Capernaum to buy things, to buy clothes, to buy fish, to buy meat, to buy whatever. And then you had courts, you had debates, you had all kind of things, just as I explained. So we don't got to go anymore. Let's come back. Let's come back. So, like I said, the sister asked a beautiful question. She said that was a beautiful question that the sister asked. She said, "How do you know if you have the MOTB?" And I'm throwing that out there to either Apostle Ariam Lab or Apostle Gabar or um, Elder Manatazak Ba or Elder Yashawamba or whoever. I'm not going to sit here and mention all these different names. I'm just throwing it out there. The sister asked a beautiful question. How do you know? And that's a beautiful question, man. That's a beautiful question. Because with all he said about the mark of the beast and what it is and what it ain't, is it spiritual, is it physical, not physical, it's spiritual. Because the Most High gave you spiritual, he didn't take out a pen. So the same thing goes with the MOTB that the beast is going to give you. It's going to be spiritual. So the sister said, well, how do you know if you got it? My question would have been this. I would have said, if you can buy it, if you can buy it and sell, you got it. So she might say, well, can you buy and sell? Yeah. So how is it that you don't have it? You stumped them. They're gonna get stumped. Because the way the brother broke it down, just like ISUPK, IUIC, or whoever, the way they all break it down is that it's already here, that you already got it. So my question is, how can you buy and sell if you don't got it? They say Christianity. That's one thing that they use. Guess what? Christianity been here for the longest, before you were born, before your parents were born, before your grandparents, before when your great grandparents were in slavery. Christianity was here. You know what I mean by Christianity? You got to be you got to be like the Church of Berea. No man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the beast, number of the name. Let's look up the word sell. Let's look up the word sell.
Strong's G 4453
Poleo. Poleo.
Poleo. To barter, to sell, sellers. What does the word barter mean? What does the word barter mean? See, we're teaching you to think. We're not teaching you how to think. We are teaching you to think. And a lot of these individuals that come into Israel, these various camps and schools of Israel, they do not they do not think. They are taught how to think. They do not think. They are taught how to think. They come in, I'm following this guy. Look at the garment that he's wearing. He's got the gold and the purple on. You know, obvious, I'm talking about Bishop Nate. Let me get with this group because these guys got the biggest group out there, and everybody they get the prettiest girls. Oh, you can have they got a rap the hip hop division where you can get an actual actual contract with them, and they even do concerts. So that's an avenue for me to get up in there. Those are called gimmicks. Those are called gimmicks. What is this? What the hell is this? Let me do this here. Okay, barter definition. Barter definition. Exchange goods or services for other goods or services without using money. So let me explain that. A barter system is I have a farm, right? You you fix tractor trailers. You're a mechanic. I don't have money. You don't have money. You have a skill. I have a farm. If you fix my tractor, I will give you one of my cows, or I give you 60 dozen eggs, or whatever the case may be. There's no middleman, or there's no middle thing. The system that we're dealing into now is a barter system, but we use a exchange. It says exchange, right? Goods or services. A mechanic, when you go to a mechanic, they'll break down the price as in, okay, the labor is $120 per hour labor. And they go to the book and it says it takes 3 hours to fix this thing, to change this thing. So what is that? If it's 125, that's 375 for the labor. The part is $150. 375, 475. We almost talking about $500, right? What are you paying for? You're paying for the part that he's ordering and the fact that he took the old part out and put the new part in. So that's a barter right there. Now you can say, well, look, I ain't got no money, but I'll give you one of my cars. You know, the car is $2,000. I'll give you the car. You give me $1,500, and you can keep the car. He checks the car out. He's a mechanic. He said, good. That's part. And people do that. People do that. That's a barter system. So it was a barter system and a money transaction. Out there in the West, they call it swap meets. What is a swap meet? Barter. I'll swap you this for that. Well, I got money. I don't have nothing to swap with you, but I'm gonna give you money. Exchange goods or services for other goods or services without using money. Let's deal with the word transaction. Transaction. An instance of buying or selling something, a business deal. So, like I said, the sister asked a beautiful question. So now let's come back. We here at GMS are teaching you to think, not how to think, not think this way, but we're teaching you to think. You cannot come into this thing blindly. Oh, this guy, he's got to be the guy. I had a dream about this guy. I cast a lot and it fell on him. Remember, they didn't trust the Apostle Paul at first because of what he did. Mark is a uh, is a physical thing, charagma. The root, the etymology to that word is karax. The etymology to the word karax is grapho. We know it because we've been through it. There's certain times you go to the scriptures and you have to go into the Hebrew and or in the Greek. Now the brother mentioned Revelation 14, right? Okay, having their name written in their foreheads. You know what I'm going to do? Okay, the word there is grapho, to write with reference to the form of the letters. Let me do this. Let me try this. Revelation 7. I want to deal with the word seal. And I saw another angel ascending from heaven, from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth. And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, east, west, north, and south, holding the four winds of the earth. And the wind, the destruction, should not be blown on the earth, nor the trees, or on any, the earth, nor the sea, nor on any trees. And I saw another angel ascending from the earth, voice, angels. Okay, having with them the seal, right? And I heard the number of them that were sealed, seal. A seal placed upon books, a signet ring. Now, a signet ring is in the ancient movies, they would take a letter, fold it up, take some, what do you call it, candle wax, melt it on there in a circle, then they would use their ring to seal it. So if that was broken, that means somebody opened it up and read that what was inside of that. You could see if it was tampered with. It said the inscription or impression made by a seal. Now, in this case, is an actual seal that the Most High puts in you, which goes back to Ezekiel 9:4, Tawa, which is a mark. You can't look up the word. Well, let me see where anytime the word mark is there, unless it's all equated, it's all equal with everything else. Anytime you come across a word mark, it means no, it does not. Romans 16:17, the word there is mark them. The word there is scopeo, which means watch him. It doesn't mean put a mark on him. I said Romans 16:17 does not go hand in hand with Genesis 4, where the Most High put a mark on Cain. It has nothing to do with that. You cannot say, well, let me do a word search on the word mark in the New Testament and the Old Testament, and it all means the same thing. No, it does not. No, it does not. Anyway, let's come back over here. Let's come back over here. Let me bring this back. She asked a beautiful question. She asked a beautiful question. Everybody should be asking this question. Being that we know that Revelation 13 and 16 is the mark of the MOTB, how do you know if your auntie got it? How do you know if your grandma got it? How do you know if any of your kids got it? How do you know if your mama got it? How do you know if your wife got it? How do you know if you got it? If you can't buy and sell, that means you don't have it. A person that can buy and sell, that means you got it. So everybody on the planet Earth that lives in a civilized society, they all got it. That would mean, according to what he say, he got it, he got it, he got it. No, the MOTB is about to come, and it's a physical thing. And I hope, well, the Most High wants us to bring this out. Let's listen again. Let's listen again.
Anybody that has the mark of the beast in their forehead and their hand mean that wickedness is in your mind and your right hand. You perform the act. Y'all understand?
You go to buy something. How do they know if you're committing wickedness or Christianity? How do they know that? How can the girl that's cashing you out know whether you got it or not? How do you ain't doing nothing wickedness in front of her. You ain't committing adultery in front of her. You ain't got a Jesus piece, on your neck. So how do they know if the mark is here? You see, when you start to really think, you realize our people. Hey, let me say this. Sean Connery made a statement. He did an interview, and somebody, I forget who it was, he said, what the thing that you most hate? He said, you know what I hate the most? He said, stupidity. I hate stupidity. For you to break it down any other way outside of GMS, which we are a trillion% sure that it is what we say it is, any other breakdown is stupidity. And if you notice, a lot of these guys that come into, they get the T-shirt, the fringes. A lot of them guys, you watch them 3 years down the road, down the road, or 5 years, you don't see them. You see a revolving door. A lot of these guys that's in this, you see different faces. They get into it. It's good to them. It comes to a point where it's not sexy no more. Just like we had 5 or 6 guys leave right at the turn of 2002 and the 2022 and the 2023. And one guy said, y'all shouldn't answer that question. Y'all shouldn't answer polite that way. Y'all should have said something different, meaning we should have lied. What the hell should we have said? And that was years ago. So that was stuck in your spirit. That demon was stuck in you for years. But then eventually, the Most High gave you the exit. And it happened right at the turn of the new year. So if you're not part of one of the elect, if you're not of the elect, you're going to fall off.
How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Listen to my. How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Listen to my explanation system. How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Listen to my explanation system.
See this dude, he smacked the Bible 2 times. The Bible says a lot of things. The Bible says a lot of things. We all have the same Bible, most likely the King James Bible, right? So why aren't we all speaking the same thing? Because it's not in the scriptures where it said the MOTB. They show you a picture of a charagma, you know, the thing, the jump shot or whatever. It'll explain it. It'll be footnotes. And even the blue letter tells you that when you look up Revelation 13, you know what I want? It tells you that it's a stamp. Well, that's the white man saying it. It's Alex Jones saying that. See, Tahar, you following Alex Jones. You got that from Alex Jones.
How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Y'all understand? How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Understand? Wickedness is in your mind, and anybody that has the mark of the beast in their forehead and their hand means that wickedness is in your mind and your right hand. You perform the act. Y'all understand?
I thought it was Christianity. See, all these guys teach it the different. IUIC teaches one way, another group teaches it one way. We teach it the right way.
How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Listen to my explanation system. It means that you have wickedness in your mind and you set to do it, and your right hand is the performance of the action.
So wait a minute. These people that are robbing, they robbing, Jake rolling up in the gas station and rolling up into shops and snatching shit. I guess that means you got it, or you don't got it. So why are these Jakes going in the busting in the stores and robbing shit and getting away with it? Because they ain't supposed to have it because they don't got the well they do have it. They do have it. So they should be able to go in with a hammer and not use a hammer and say, look, I got the MOTB. Put all that shit in the bag and let me go about my business. And the cops shouldn't arrest you because you got the MOTB. You good. You good. I don't know if that made a whole lot of sense, but you know what I'm trying to get at. Let me pull this back again.
Wickedness is in your mind and your right hand. You perform the peace in the mind. Anybody that has the mark of the beast in their forehead and their hand means that wickedness is in your mind and your right hand. You perform the act. Y'all understand? How do you know if you have the mark of the beast? Listen to my explanation system. It means that you have wickedness in your mind and you set to do it, and your right hand is the performance of the action. You understand? Right hand, your strength is your right hand, and that's what you do.
So you got to knock a nigga over the head. Okay, wickedness in your mind, your hand, you do it with your right hand. So that means you got to bring somebody with you when you go to BJ's and you cash out. The cashier lady is looking at you, the manager's looking at you. You grab the random person, and you punch him in the head 2 times. And they say, okay, you have a nice day. You can go. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Use your head for something other than a hat rack. Here it is, 2023, and you still haven't got it. Any of you that's teaching outside of the way GMS teaches it, you are dead wrong. And you are guilty of Revelation 22, verse 18 and 19. And that could cause you to make you to go and get it.
And perform things according to scripture. That's Hebrew slang. But then brothers don't like that. No, brother says it's the chip. Listen, and we never talked about this at camp. Today,
Brothers say it's a chip. Yeah, the brothers that say it's a chip are 100% right. And the only the only true brothers out there is GMS. Not even Alizar. Alizar ain't right because he ain't correcting these guys. And then when he taught and when he this was years ago, man. This had to be 2010 or whatever. I'm sorry, 2013, 12, 14 or whatever. Had to be maybe like 2012. He got with the New York people. They all got together, and Zabak was on his side, and there was another dude. The one brother said, "Hey, don't have nothing. Don't worry about doctrine. The important thing is coming together. Don't worry about doctrine. You might have a different doctrine. He might have a different doctrine, but we all come together. You can't come together and except you speak the same thing." So he had Zabak, and he told Zabak that he explained that the MOTB is what we say it is, but he was laughing about it. He was laughing about it. Why are you going to laugh about a serious subject like that? Because if these people, let's deal with IUIC. If the people of IUIC, they set up the Karagma stations, Bishop Nathaniel says there's nothing wrong with it. You're not going off. Go out and take it. Guaranteed, guaranteed, they are going to line up and take it because Bishop Nathaniel told them to take it. Was there? There's a scene in the movie. What's the fucking movie name with this guy? It'll come to me. Donnie Brasco. This the one mobster guy shot and killed the other mobster guy. So Donnie Brasco, he was like had feeling for these guys, and he said, "Why'd you kill him?" He said, "Because so and so was a rat." He said, "How do you know he was a rat?" And who was the guy? He said, "Because Sonny Black said he was a rat." Remember that? Remember that? If you saw that movie, a great mobster movie, Donnie, based upon a true story, Donnie Brasco, he was an Italian Sicilian that infiltrated a mob group in New York. And I remember that scene. He said, "Why'd you kill him?" "Because he was a rat." "Well, how do you know he was a rat?" "Because Sonny Black says he was a rat." Well, wait a minute. Could Sonny Black be doing it for other reasons? Could he be wrong? So that's how these guys in the IUIC are. Whatever, look, it was 2016 that Bishop Nathaniel said the new moon is a full moon. They've been on YouTube since 2006. All those years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait a minute. For 10 years, they kept the new moon the way it's supposed to be kept, right? But on the 2016, around about November, Bishop Nate said, "I got a new revelation. The new moon is the full moon." Maybe 3 or 4 people didn't like it. They left, whatever the case may be. The majority of them may went right with it. But the spirit never went on any of them before that. The week before, the month before that, the new moon was as it was. As soon as he said the new moon is a full moon, they got it. That shows you that they're not thinking, man. They're not of the Church of Berea. They don't question things. So let's come back.
According to scripture, that's Hebrew slang. But then brothers don't like that. No, brothers say it's the chip. Listen, and we never talked about this at camp.
Brothers say it's a chip because it is the chip. Brothers say it's a chip because it is the chip.
Today's a better day than any day. The chip has been here. When I go to the supermarket and I pay for food, it says insert No, brother. No, brother. The word is karagma, which means to cut or make an incision. You lying. lying.
This man is not a part of the elect. I'm gonna say it right now. He's coming against the men. He's coming against the apostles' doctrine. You heard that, right?
No, brother.
So that means that he heard us. He saw our videos. They sat down and they talked about how the way we teach it, man. And we got it one, like I said, 1,000,000,000%, 1,000,000,000% sure. How sure are you that it's the MOTB? I'm 1,000,000,000% sure. What if you're wrong? I'm not wrong. Well, what if you're wrong? I'm not wrong. How long are we gonna go back and forth in this? I'm not wrong. I'm 100% right. And you guys teaching opposite that, you are 100% wrong. And you just may take it because the Most High might put it in your mind to give you strong delusion that you may believe a lie. Like I said, what a lot of these guys don't teach is that the Most High is only coming for the elect. You got guys trying to save the whole nation. We got to go to Africa. We got to go over there. We got to open up a school. No, the Most High is only dealing with the elect.
No, brother. The word is karagma, which means to cut or make an incision. You lying. You lying.
The word karagma means to cut and make a incision. We're not lying. That's what it says. The word, let's go to karagma. Let's go to karagma. Then it shall be known who are my chosen. Then it shall be known a prophet has been among them. Let's go back to Revelation. So that shows you that he saw the video, but okay, and causes all both on to receive a mark. Let's look at the word mark because he said we're lying. He's talking about GMS. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. What's the word? Karagma. You want to listen to it?
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Let's look at the definition. A stamp or imprinted mark. A mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. They went off on that. The mark branded upon horses. You need a device to heat it up to brand a horse or a cow. Thing carved or cut into, sculptured, graven work of idolatrous image. That's why Paul mentioned Acts 17 and 29. Acts 17 and 29. For as much, the previous verse says we are the sons of God. But don't think of God as a physical thing. We're sons of the Most High, the offspring. We're spiritual offspring. For as much then as we are offsprings of God. So right away you think, well, wait a minute. God came down and had sex with all our mothers? No, it's a spiritual offspring. When you look this word offspring up, it means seed, to put the seed in a woman of God. We ought not to think that the Godhead, the Most High, is like unto gold or silver or stone graven. The word there is karagma, by art and men's device. What is a man's device? He has a thought in his mind. You want me to take this piece of gold, shape it, and carve out a horse, your favorite horse. So he's got the picture in his mind. He looks at the horse and he carves it out, chisels it out, engraves it, and then he puts a chain on it to put on your neck. They do that they did that in the ancient world. They do that now. So how the hell are we lying? It's something that you cut in. Cut in with what? With that device. If you can't get it, you're not meant to get it. And GMS is 1,000,000,000% right. And it's not here, it's here, but it's not here on a worldwide scale yet. the time of testing, Revelation 3, verse 10. And for the record, he said that we're lying. But like I said, I believe he's sincere. He's just sincerely wrong. I don't believe he has wicked intent. Oh, I don't like the GMS guys. I'm gonna go. I hate any they going off. I believe he's sincere, but it's the most I haven't opened him up to this. Now we should question whether this man is of the elect or not. Let's come back.
No, brother. No, brother. The word is karagma, which means to cut or make an incision. You lying.
We just read it. I just read it. I just went to karagma. And that's what it means, to make an incision. The Apostle Paul said in Acts 17, as a man's device to engrave into gold or silver or any metal or wood or stone. So we didn't lie. It's a physical thing done by a physical act.
You lying. You go to the Strongs, it don't mean that. Karagma means to make an imprint like a brand. And ain't nobody gonna get the Most High's brand. Give me Ezekiel 94.
An imprint like a brand, it says here, thing carving. What do you, when you carve something, when you carve a turkey, are you cutting into the turkey? Sculpture. When you sculpture something, are you taking a piece of stone and are you cutting into the stone? Graven work. Imprint. If our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, of whom the God of this world have blinded them. And I say, you guys that teach this the wrong way, like I said, I believe the man's sincere, but he's sincerely wrong. Let me say this again. We here at Great Millstone are 1 trillion% plus 1 trillion%. You know, a trillion is a big number, man. You know what a trillion is? You take a billion times 1,000. A billion times 1,000, that's a trillion. We are not 100% sure of it. We are not a billion, not a million, but a trillion. We are 1 trillion% sure of it, of what we're saying. They are going to use a device to cut into your skin or into your forehead. And if you can't see it, anybody that can't see it, the Most High hasn't opened up your eyes to that.
Listen, I'm not scoffing the brothers that teach that it's the chip. Because I'm about to say something, but
you're scoffing us, whether you're doing it in sincerity or not. You might think well of us, but you are scoffing us. If like these guys, Sonetta and them conscious guys, a lot of them guys are sincere about what they believe in. They really believe that they're fucking Africans. They really believe that they're Kemites. So when they come up against us, they're scoffing against us, whether it be by sincerity or not.
I'm gonna explain my position first, because I can, because ain't nobody here to rebut. So I'm gonna explain my position. Ezekiel 94. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, in verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. I'm gonna read that again. Like, this is ridiculous. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, in verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So now is the Most High gonna brand me with a mark on my head?
That word mark is different from the word mark in Revelation 13. The word mark in Revelation 13 is charagma. The word mark in Ezekiel 9:4 is thawa, which means exempt from judgment, which is an invisible mark so you can understand. Like I said, these guys will look up the word mark here, mark in the Old Testament, mark in Genesis 4, and Cain being marked. Well, it all must be the same thing. No, it's not. That's why you have to go to the Hebrew and or the Greek.
Revelation 13:16. Everybody will agree that that's spiritual. Yes? Certain brothers don't agree. Certain brothers say, nah, brother, the charagma, brother.
That's exactly what it is. You know how we know that? Because when you go to Revelation 13 and 16, the word there for mark is charagma. That's why we said it's a charagma. What does a charagma mean? What is the root of charagma? Charax. What is the root of charax? What is that? The grapho.
And I get it. But stop lying. Charagma does not mean to make an incision to cut. That's Hey, yo, what happened? Oh, you're all right. We just build it. They build it. They do Philippians already.
I got a feeling that none of these guys are here. I could be wrong. Drop me a line. Let me know these guys are still here. Most of these camps are revolving doors, but I could be wrong.
14. Hold on. No side care. Go talk to him, take him down the class, no? We teach you. Hey, where'd you get the fish? Hey, where'd you get the fish symbol on your chest? Do you know the history of it? You don't know. That's what I'm saying. You have people that represent things but don't learn it. They represent things but didn't learn it. I'm not trying to embarrass the brother. I'm gonna try to teach him. But he don't want to be taught. He wants to be a teacher. But remember, the Bible said those who wish to be teachers have need to be taught again.
That applies to you. Because you can't get the charagma unless you change. Talk to me, brother. Because I got a feeling this video I'm doing right now is going to go viral. And that's if YT doesn't take it down, because I'm speaking about this subject.
That's what we're doing out here. We instructing with the scripture. We're not just speaking our own words and our own thoughts. We come and thus saith the Lord or nothing. Right. Now, Revelation 13:16.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. And
I don't believe this guy. He's back in the world. But tell me, nope, he's still there. He's 3 years older. He's still there. Okay, then I'm wrong. But he's going off.
Causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Now, brothers try to say that this means to cut, to make an incision, and in doing that, they say that's why it has to be the chip, the RFID chip.
And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. How sure are you, Elder Apostle Tahar? I am 1,000,000,000% sure. I used to be 100% sure, and I went from being 100% sure to 1,000,000, and from 1,000,000 to 1,000,000,000. Now I am 1,000,000,000% sure. I am sure that it's what we say it is. Then you shall know that there has been a prophet among you. Then you shall know who are the chosen.
It does not mean to cut or make an incision.
You put up the wait a minute. You put up the thing itself. You put up the definition. It does mean to cut. Acts 17. You cut. This right here, somebody sculpted this of men's art, of men's device. They cut it. They use a cut. They can use that same chisel to kill somebody. You have murders where you got a guy have a chisel. The mob, they kill you with an ice pick, right? They can also use that ice pick to cut in the wood and to write their name in it, right? Come on now. If our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. You got to have the whole gospel. The importance of knowing the whole gospel.
Here's the Strong's Concordance: a sculpture, an engraving, a stamp, or a sign. So then you'll have another brother come and say, "What, you dummy? What is an engraving? You're cutting into something."
That's exactly what it is. Hold up, you got people that kill people and with tattoos. That's an engraving, right? Or you got somebody that kills somebody and they cut the name in them. That goes on too. You got people, they put a name. They'll put a name. They'll carve a name in the person.
That's not the same thing as an incision and inserting an object.
What? What? When you go to Sweden and you put in MOTB, you write the full word out in Sweden, you see him sitting down, and there's a guy that normally is a tattoo guy that's certified to do it. He's inserting something into you. Let me do this. Let me do this. Strong delusion that they may believe a lie. Give me a second. Let me see. Micro. Let me do it this way. Microchip in hand, Sweden. Let me go to images. Hold up. What's that? What's that? Is he inserting something in this person's hand? Is he using it to make a transaction? That's a transaction meeting on that train. How did that get in this man's hand? Somebody inserted it. There it is. Insert. By the way, this is a Karax. The thing that's being inserted into your hand is a caragna. You need a Karax to insert the caragna. And I'm going to say this. All the former members of One West, if everybody taught that the caragna broke it down the way we broke it down, IUIC, IUCPK, HODC, priest Danyala, the AOC, Hashar, whatever his title is, Captain or Hashar, priest Hashar. If we all these guys that were former One West guys that had their various different camps, and we all teach the same thing, I guarantee you, these new guys that came up in here, they be teaching it. They be teaching it. What is he doing right here? Is he insert? How do you get this right here in your hand? You have to use a device to insert it. And this is exactly what John on the Owl of Patmos saw. John saw a guy buying shit. This is what is this? Wisconsin three square station, whatever that is. It was big on the news. Let me see. Here it is again. Is he inserting something in him? So let's listen on.
Now, if you could be that petty to say engraving means to cut, we bend in a lot of quarters. Because to cut, there is a word for cutting. The word when they said the Bible is a two-edged sword cutting to the bone and marrow is not karagma. Understand that. Let's get another word that uses that. Give me Romans.
He's fighting against the truth. He's fighting against the true man of the Most High, which makes him not a true man of the Most High. And I know you're watching this tape, Alazar. So what say you? What say you? I know you encountered this guy. Did you tell them guys, look, GMS teaches it correctly? But if you're going to be politically correct in this thing, you at the end of the day, you may not be a man of the Lord. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.